2. Here we go.
I'm very proud you all got up in time this morning.
Here we go.
We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. Love, 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 joined together, together in love. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in joy. Joy, 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 joined together, together in joy. Joy, 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 joined together, together in joy. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. We are brothers, we are sisters, joined together in peace. Peace, 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 joined together, together in peace. Peace, 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 joined together, together in peace. Everybody sing joy together. Everybody join together. Oh, join together. Oh, join together, together in love. Join together, together in love. Join together, together in love. Join together, together in love.
Yeah, thank you. You have a seat.
Good morning, Unity. And congratulations on your alarm clock working and everyone here. Let's welcome Reverend Gordon Keyler.
Good morning. And yes, congratulations to all of you who are here. I see there are some empty seats. They will be joining us for community afterwards, I'm sure. And we will welcome them with open arms. We want you to know that if you are here for the very first time, we want to say welcome home. We want you to know that we see you. We see your hopes, your dreams, your struggles, your light. And whatever brought you here today, whether you are seeking healing, spiritual growth, looking for community, we pray you will find it here. We are not concerned about the color of your skin. That's not the first time I have done that. We are not concerned about the color of your sin either, but we are not concerned about the color of your skin because all colors are part of the spectrum of light. We are not concerned about who you love. We rejoice with you that you love, because love is the power that unites us all. So we are glad you are here, and we want to make sure that we get to know you. So make sure I get to connect with you after the service. And if you have not gotten a welcome packet, please stop by our welcome center or see one of our ushers, and they will make sure you get one. All right, let's pull out our phones and check in with our social media check-in, deepening our connection. And once you have done that, please put your phone on Do Not Disturb. You can leave it out and take notes or X or post on Facebook or whatever you do, that's okay, but please put it on Do Not Disturb. And now I would like to turn it back over to Martine, who will share some information with us.
All right, there are many activities and meetings and events happening here at USC. In order to keep our announcements as brief as possible, we're going to highlight some of our newest and most current activities and classes, and we encourage you to check our website, our Facebook page, YouTube, and open your weekly Thursday online newsletter, or call the office if you need more detailed information. So, Teddy Bear March. As you can see, we have lots of little animals, and we are expecting more. We welcome you to bring in stuffed animals for the children in the Children, Youth, and Families Department programs. All through the month of March, you can bring a teddy bear or another cuddly stuffed animal to church on Sunday, or drop it off at the office Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday during the week. The teddy bears are on the march to bring much needed love and a smile to the children of the CYFD. Our donation coordinator, Dave Lepori, has visited with the CYFD staff, and they want you to know how grateful they are for your generous donations. Okay, our Better Living series returns this month with novella Keyler, and the topic is Forgiveness, Your Gateway to the Promised Land. It takes place this coming Saturday, March 16th from 1 to 2 p.m. here in the sanctuary. Nourish the Soul meditation, a journey of spiritual wholeness, will be here in the sanctuary on Thursday, March 21st with traveling monk Brian Lotman. In these sacred gatherings, Brian speaks about the nature of love and truth. It's a safe space for enhancing meditation and awakening spiritual states of consciousness. So please join us on March 21st from 7 to 8:30 here in the sanctuary. There's a suggested love offering. And let's save the date. We have a night of food, fun, and dancing on Friday, April 12th from 6:30 to 8:30. Lighting the way, our abundance journey, and there are more details to follow. Okay, for any more detailed information, our website is uscabq.org, and our Facebook page can be accessed through the website. All right. So we have our team today is, Reverend Gordon Keyler, of course, you've already met. I'm Martine Bachman, your platform host, and our music team today is led by Todd Lowry, with Brian Craig and I'm sorry, what? And Brian Griesmeyer. Yes, I was just going, we have two Brians, okay. Okay, and we have our prayer chaplains on duty today, Roland Reese and Carol Chambers, and they will be available to pray with you after the service if you would like on either side of the sanctuary. And we will be gathering any prayer requests in the box in the foyer for those of you who want to have our prayer chaplains pray for yourself or loved ones this coming month. Our Lenten reader today is going to be John Dominguez from the YFM. And our trustee of the day is Jeff Siddall, and we welcome him to the platform now.
Good morning, Unity. Happy Sunday. I won't make any daylight savings time jokes because they already stole mine, but I'm very thankful for daylight savings time and enjoy that extra hours of sunlight in the afternoon and the evenings. I would like you to join me as we recite the mission, the vision, core values, and credo. So first, the mission. We inspire spiritual growth through honoring many paths, education, prayer, sacred service, and abundant living. The vision. Centered in love, we see a harmonious world of divine expression. Core values. We are Christ-centered, loving, inclusion, joyous, uplifting, open-minded, and fun. What's next? Credo? There we go. We believe all people are created with sacred worth. We serve all people in emotional and spiritual ways. We welcome the diversity of all. God and unity, leave no one out. All right, at this point in the service, it's our time to donate. I do want to thank you as a recent board member for your donations of your time, your talent to this church, as well as your treasures. As you're probably already aware, our weekly expenses are $5,000, and yes, we thank you for your donations. There are multiple ways to give. You can give in person as the ushers come around. The church app makes it really easy to do. You also can give online at the email address below, or you can text to give by dialing 84321. So please join me for the offering blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. So it is. Amen. Okay.
And we're going to do a little offering music featuring Brian. Did anybody say Diana Hughes is our soloist today?
Hi, Diana Hughes is your soloist today.
Anyway.
Yes, I did.
Love is but a song we sing and fear the way we die. You can make the mountains ring or make the angels cry. No, the dove is on the wing, and you not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get
You're good. Please join me in the prosperity blessing. In a universe overflowing with the allness of God, all the needs and desires of Unity Spiritual Center and those we serve are bountiful met. From every direction, known and unknown, expected and unexpected, our abundant good is here and now. Thank you, God.
Alrighty, it's time for a congregational song. And this is going to be it's really a Unity classic. It's called Weave. So I invite you all to stand up and sing along. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Here we go.
Weave, weave, weave us together. Weave us together in unity and love. Weave, weave, weave us together. Weave us together in unity and love. We are many textures, we are many colors, each one different from the other. But we are entwined with one another in one great tapestry. Weave, weave, weave us together. Weave us together in unity and love. Weave, weave, weave us together. Weave us together in love. We are different instruments playing our melodies, each one tuned to a different key. But we are all playing in harmony in one great symphony. Weave us together. Weave us together in melody and love. Weave us together. Weave us together in love. A moment ago, still we did not know our unity, only diversity. Now the Christ in me reached the Christ in thee in one great family. Weave, weave, weave us together. Weave us together, together in love. Weave, weave, weave us together. Weave us together, together in love.
Thank you. In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this very room.
We seen how Jesus refused to be swayed by the opinions of others, but how did he keep from being afraid of his situation worsen? We see his fearlessness most vividly in his final week, yet he demonstrated a scene of divine protection and well-being throughout his ministry. After a busy day teaching and hailing amid great crowds, Jesus got into a boat with his disciples and headed into the Sea of Galilee. He promptly fell asleep, oblivious to a growing storm that was swamping the boat. The disciples cried out, "Lord, save us, we are perishing." And he said to them, "Why are you afraid, you of little faith?" Then he got up and rebuked the winds and the seas, and there was a dead calm. Matthew 8:25-26. Jesus clearly saw the faith of the antidote to fear. We might think it was easy for Jesus to have faith, knowing he was backed by the power of God, but the same is true for each of us. The disciples reflect our human fears, and Jesus models the courage of our divine nature.
The word of the day, timeless. In timeless silence, I renew myself. I relax and let go, withdrawing my attention from my surroundings. Breathing deeply and rhythmically, my mind relaxes and my heart opens. I enter my sacred inner sanctuary. Here I have no awareness of time. I hear no words. I think no thoughts, and I feel nothing. There is only the richness of the silence, of which I am totally unaware. During this time, I am the presence of infinite life, love, wisdom, and so much more until I come out of it. The time and attention I devote to my regular practice of meditation builds deep, abiding peace and clarity in my consciousness. It is after these timeless moments that I discover I have all I need. Enough strength, understanding, love, and so much more. This realization helps me progress along my path and accomplish all that is mine to do. In timeless silence, I renew myself.
And as we think about that timeless silence, we close our eyes, take a breath, and move into that sacred place of communion. We think about that word and all of the meanings it has. For some, it is a sacred ritual. For others, it is the meaning of the word, coming in to one union. In the silence, I am one with God. And as I know the truth, that I am always one with God, it is in this silent place that I most feel it. I am one with everything that God is, one with love, with intelligence, with harmony and order. I feel that spirit of the divine quickening within me. I feel that Christ presence that is the truth of my being. I feel a great peace. The peace that passes understanding. The peace of being one. In this moment, in this place, that oneness encompasses even more than God. It encompasses my fellow travelers, all life and all creation itself. There is no point of separation. And in this oneness, in this assurance that regardless of what may be occurring in the outer, God is, and I am. Here I feel that connection that Jesus, the Buddha, Muhammad, and so many others have felt. I feel that presence of the divine within. And I rest now in the silence, in oneness. Oneness. I feel it. I am it. And as I am one, always, with all of God's creation, I am also an individual soul, beholding the wonder of life, the beauty of this planet, as I move through my experiences. And because I can take time to come into oneness, I am aware that there's more than enough love for one like me, more than enough love for all humanity right here in this very room.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this very room.
This is a song by David Friedman, who is a Broadway writer as well as a Unity minister. Every prayer is answered, every prayer is heard, every thought and feeling, every spoken word, what your soul has longed for, what your heart can feel is already here, is already real. There is no one out there, there is no one else. You hold all the answers deep inside yourself. There's a voice that whispers, there's no you, no me. There's just one, there's just unity. One power, one presence, one light to lead the way. All knowing, all loving, that says to you when you pray, when the world looks darkest and your eyes can't see, gather all your troubles, bring them all to me. I am always with you, I will always be. I am one, I am unity. When the world looks darkest and your eyes can't see, gather all your troubles and bring them all to me. I am always with you, I will always be. I am one, I am unity. We are one, we are CommUnity.
Hughes. Thank you, Diana.
Thank you, Diana and Todd and Daniel, and of course, Brian. We are so grateful for your talent and your willingness to share. Oh my gosh. I have to start by explaining how I come up with lesson titles. I usually plan out a couple months in advance. And as you know, we've just finished a series called The Gifts of Winter, and we have Easter coming up, and a guest speaker next week, Reverend Toni Boehm, will be here, and she will be sharing with us after she trains the board. So be here next week. It's going to be a very special Sunday. Many of you have heard Toni before. She's a very dynamic and inspirational speaker. So I didn't have time, there was no space to plan another series until after Easter. And what do I do with this one Sunday? Because I have a guest speaker next week, Palm Sunday the following week, Michael will be sharing with us, and then Easter Sunday, of course. But what do I do on this one odd Sunday? And sometimes for inspiration, many of us will, when we're trying to come up with lesson ideas, we'll Google, what happened on this day in history? And we'll say, okay, I can make a lesson around that. Well, what I discovered is March 10th is the day that Alexander Graham Bell did not invent the telephone. He patented an improvement to a voice transmission device that already existed. However, in so doing, I discovered that March 8th was another holiday. Who knows what March 8th was? Thank you. Actually, International Women's History Day. And so I thought, that's interesting. Let me do some research on that. And so I found a woman I am going to tell you about. You've probably never heard of her. Her name was Mabel Gardner Hubbard. She was born November 25th, 1857, and died January 4th, 1923. She was born in Boston. Her father was a lawyer. Her mother, and those, of course, women didn't, do anything outside of the home. So her mother took care of the home and everything. But when she was 5 years old, she developed scarlet fever, which, as you know, can be a debilitating disease. And after she recovered, she was handicapped. But her parents did not let that stop her, did not tell her she could not rise to great heights, could not do incredible things. And so by the time she was 19 years old, now this was in the 1800s, folks, she had a college degree. Wow. She spoke 5 languages. And she was a stockholder in a company her father founded and soon would be the president of the company. Wow. She was a strong proponent of an idea. And that idea was the idea of heavier than air flight. Now, at this time, the Wright brothers had not perfected their flyer yet. But she saw the possibilities. And so she invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in today's money and created a company called the Aerial Experimental Association in 1907. She founded it in Canada, where she and her husband had a summer home. She had dual citizenship. Now, that company eventually would become a company many of you have heard of, Curtiss-Wright Aircraft. But it was in 1907, largely with her design work and her inspiration and her wisdom, that the company developed Canada's first airplane called the Silver Dart. It used a technology that was brand new in the industry, and she invented it. And that was the technology we still use on airplanes today. If you've ever flown, you've noticed those little pieces on the wings that go up and down that keep the plane stable and help it turn? They're called no, they're not flaps. They're called ailerons. She was the one who invented them. But wait, there's more. She wasn't done yet. They had their winter home in Washington, D.C. And so she got busy in Washington, D.C., founded the first Montessori school in Washington, D.C., and then later founded the first Montessori school in all of Canada. In amongst all of that, she was the mother of 5 children. She was a social advocate who fought for women's right to full education. She became the first president of the organization she founded that still exists called the Montessori Educational Association of America. She was so respected that the town of Baddock, Canada, where they had their summer home, passed a special ordinance so she could vote in their elections. Remember, it wasn't legal for women to vote in those days. But wait, there's more. She was a scientist. She improved the agricultural techniques that were being used in that day. She came up with new food preservation technology. And she did all of this while she was supporting her husband, who was a school teacher, as he worked on a device to help her overcome her handicap. Her husband was Alexander Graham Bell. Interestingly enough, Alexander Graham Bell was trying to come up with a device that would help her hear. She was totally deaf. She had lost that with the scarlet fever. She also established the first lip reading school in the United States. But Alexander Graham Bell had been working on this device. He perfected it. Remember the story, Watson, come here, I need you? The first telephone call, so to speak. But he decided that because it didn't cure her hearing loss, there was no point in going any further with it. She said, oh, no. And she picked that device up, took it to an exposition in New York City, got it patented, and the rest is history. It is people like Mabel and Alex, but Mabel, who improved our ability to communicate with one another and enabled the entire world to begin to come together. Think about the changes that brought to our world. For the very first time in history, people became aware almost instantly of what was happening beyond their own little village or neighborhood. They became aware of what life was like for people far away, and as time went on, for people around the world, they became open to new ideas and new understandings. For the first time, many of them were aware that there were different cultures. And we would not have the internet today if it had not been for the creation of this device. It could not have happened because that was all built on the technology of this. And of course, we could not have shared our cat pictures so easily with the entire world had it not been for this invention. So thanks to Mabel and Alex, the world is becoming more and more one cohesive community. However, that comes at a price. It requires that we begin to let go of ideas, that our way of life, our viewpoint is the only valid one. It requires an understanding of relationships. It requires an open mind. And it requires the possibility that maybe we don't know it all. In the spiritual context, communication and community take on profound significance because it allows us not only to exchange ideas, but also to share spiritual truths, wisdom, and experiences. And with the understanding, if we are awake, that everybody's truth, everybody's experience, everybody's understanding is unique to them. We sang a song, Weave, many colors, many textures that make up one tapestry. Because of our ability to communicate now in unlimited ways, we are becoming aware of this. And for some, it's scary. If we're not in that right place, we cannot understand that there is no one right way. One of the advantages of this, though, is when we can let go of that, it brings us a sense of interconnectedness, not just with other human beings, but with all creation. For the first time since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, we are moving back to that understanding of our unity with nature itself. That what we do to one species affects us. We're all part of a greater whole. But the other advantage of this ability to communicate with one another in new ways is the ability to explore our beliefs and practices. The ability to look and say, this just isn't resonating with me. What else? What are other ways? Through the sharing of stories and teachings and rituals that embody deep spirituality, we deepen our connection then to one another, to the world around us, and to God. And then we begin to notice something. I don't know if you've noticed what is happening in the world right now. Oh, it looks chaotic, I know. When things break down, and they have to break down sometimes, in order for something new to be born, we call it Shiva energy. Old ways have to break down, and sometimes it's chaotic, and sometimes it's painful. That is what is happening because we are seeing people, our younger people, and even some of us older people, who are living in a world where they are seeking new understanding, new stories, new connections with one another. And it brings about chaos sometimes. It's scary. We see it in the collapse of economies and the rise of nationalism and the collapse of national identity. We see it in our politics, and yes, we see it in our religion. The truth is, many today are seeking new understanding, new communities, new paths of spirituality. And the old ideas about religion in particular are changing. That's an interesting word, religion. One of the most charged words in our culture today. Religion, as I have said, can point the way to a spiritual path, but it is not the path. Religion is not the path. Spirituality is the path. Religion is one of the ways we discover the path. And religion is man-made. In fact, if you really look at history and understand how religion has evolved, all religions in the world, there's really only one of the 5 major religions that was founded by the person who is credited with founding it. Anybody know what it is? No. Christianity was started by Constantine and the Council of Bishops. It was not started by Jesus. It was Islam, started by Muhammad. And there's nothing wrong with that. Religion serves a purpose. As I said, it points to the path. It creates order out of chaos oftentimes. That's what religion and that's what Christianity did. It brought order out of chaos. It established a platform for human rights, for charity, for care of the underprivileged. It established a platform that at its best enables and empowers us to practice the teachings of Jesus the Christ, and at its worst puts us in a box of sin, shame, and blame. Religion can free, but it can also imprison. So the differences between the two are this. Religion is a personal set, this is from Webster's, is a personal set or institutionalized system of attitudes, beliefs, and practices. It has an outer locus of control invested in a divine being. It has a sense of unworthiness. I grew up in a Christian tradition where we said a prayer that I am not worthy so much as to gather up the crumbs under your table, Lord. I am a worm. I added the I am a worm. And yet, Jesus said, you are the light of the world. You are worthy. He quoted Psalms to the Pharisees. Do you not know that you are gods and goddesses, sons and daughters of the Most High? Spirituality, on the other hand, according to Webster, is an experience of connection to something larger than self. Living life in a reverential and sacred way. a practice that leads to connectivity and community through seeking meaning and purpose of the individual and the whole. I came across something on the internet the other day. There is good information out there sometimes. And it's religion versus spirit. And some of the things that it compared was religion worships God, spirituality encourages oneness with God. Religion says God is outside of you. Spirituality says God is within you. Religion separates people who have different ideas. Spirituality unites people, regardless of their ideas. Religion teaches people to be afraid of hell and damnation. Spirituality teaches people to create heaven on earth. I do believe that the world today is looking for spiritual community. It's seeking a return to a spiritual understanding without the baggage of religion. And yes, I'm a little biased, but I do believe unity fills that bill. Amen. Eric Butterworth, in his book, Unity, A Quest for Truth, wrote this: unity is not simply a church to join or a creed to espouse. Unity is a study of religion as a science of living. It is interpretation of Jesus Christ's teachings with prime emphasis on practice. Unity does not suggest answers, but it will tell you again and again that the final answer must come from within yourself. As a community, right here, we practice. We practice by sharing with one another, by communing with one another, by sharing our understandings and our different ideas. But we do so with open minds and hearts, not judging each other, not determining whose understanding of spirituality is right or wrong. Rather, we empower one another to dive deep, to learn from one another. Have you noticed we have a lot of classes? That's why. That's where the real spiritual work gets done. Not in the 20 minutes I'm up here yapping. The real spiritual work gets done when we sit together and learn from one another, where we have a safe place to experiment and to practice. To close with some more of what Eric Butterworth wrote. He said, "We are dedicated to the open mind, to the continuous quest for truth. We teach not what to think, but rather how to think. Not what to pray, but rather how to pray, so that you may formulate a personal definition and a personal relationship with God, so that you may experience your own communion with God and find your own distinctly personal revelation of truth." This is what we do. This is what we are working to expand on, because as I said, I believe this is what the world is looking for. You've heard us talk about our abundance journey. You've heard us talk about the satellites. Our goal, our vision, and our mission is to create places where people can gather together, to communicate and share, to explore and have like-minded, diverse community. Like-minded in that we are all seekers. We are all learners, but diverse in that we see there are many ways to do that. That's why we are working to create our first satellite, and it's getting closer, folks. And we pray that it will just be the beginning. Our abundance journey is not only a time of celebration, but it's going to be a time where you get to say, if you so choose, yes, I want to be a part of this. I want to invest in giving the younger generations the opportunity to explore, to grow, to find that spiritual community they are seeking. You are here today for a reason. And if you're not here today because of your clock, you're still here today for a reason. I know there are some who will watch this later. And it may be a conscious reason or an unconscious reason. It may be a deep calling that you're not even consciously aware of, but you are not here today or any other time by accident. It is your spirit saying, I want to be a part of the Great Awakening, the spirit that is gaining momentum in the world right now. And because you are seekers and you are learners, you are already a part of that. But as we get older, as we get more mature, as we begin to have ideas and understandings, we also have an obligation to make it available to those who come after us. For remember, you are the you in unity. Thank you.
Thank you, Gordon. I expected you to also bring up Hedy Lamarr. Hedy Lamarr, as well as being an actress, was also the co-inventor of some of the techniques, whatever, that it is now a part of wireless communication. Women rock, man. Oh. And I'm a little biased. This is a tune by a woman, Faith Rivera. Something great is happening, love has taken hold and it won't let go of us now. Something here is calling us forward, upward motion, we're drops in one ocean, roll on. Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share gifts with the world that's waiting for a change we are all creating. It's the moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Every day's a chance you can do something amazing to feel your passion blazing and shine. Paint with every vision, dance in new directions, explode to new heights in your mind. I will rise up with you today, lift up my voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your world with the Lord that's waiting for a change we are all creating. It's the moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Oh, one dream, one voice, one heart, one world, one dream, one voice, one heart, one world, one dream, one voice, one heart, one world. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share gifts with the world that's waiting for a change we are all creating. It's the moment for our greatness. Let's stand together. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share a gift for the world that's waiting for a change we are all creating. It's the moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now.
Diana Hughes. Hey, there's some kids out there. You are walking in the light of God. 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 We're walking, 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 walking in the light of God. You are walking, 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 walking in the light of God.
Good morning, Unity family. How are you today? Woo woo! I like that. All right, we've got some people that are eager to share. I just want to welcome Piper real quick, though, their friend. Welcome, Piper. Okay.
Today we were almost finished painting the boat. It was fun. Rhett got his knee painted by Martin, wherever he is. Where'd he go? Okay. Yes. And there were crazy maniacs wherever they went. They were being very crazy. Oh yeah, he's over there, the end one. And then the other crazy one was back there. They were being crazies together. It was very crazy. He was trying to act like an animal that, whatever animal he was trying to be. I don't know, but now he's sniffing wood, so.
Thanks for sharing.
And we are still working on the boat. And we just need to paint a few more spots and then work on more animals.
Wow. All right, do we have anybody else that wants to share? I see Teddy.
Today the teens were talking about the 5 heart agreements, love languages. So we were doing a little quiz. A lot of us couldn't finish, but it was fun.
All right. Did you guys identify with your love languages? Okay. Looks like Saya has something to say about that.
John, I'm sorry for putting you on the spot, but you did a great job today, and we're all proud of you. You had an excellent reading, and we're all proud of you.
That's some nice words of affirmation. All right, could you please, does anybody else want to share? I think you're trying to volunteer your brother, but he doesn't look like he wants to share. Okay, all right, please join me in blessing these beautiful children.
Prayer for protection and sing our peace song. So, kids, you ready? Yes. Okay. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is. Woo-wee.